Hey look, I finally got to the point where I make $1 or $2 from my videos. Wait a minute, what? Oh, YouTube has taken it away. Basically what it comes down to is YouTube is deciding their idea of partnership is they can do what they want and their content creators can't do anything they want. But their demonetization of videos seems to be fairly random and arbitrary, and it doesn't follow any kind of a process that you can predict. So when I started my YouTube channel like 5 years ago or something like that, it was just so I could share videos with like family and friends and the guys at the range. It literally was about all it was for. And for some time, that's pretty much all it was. And then oddly, here and there, people that I didn't know started to subscribe to the channel and so on and so forth. And I've been, blessed to have a lot of people decide for whatever reason that they enjoy watching the videos. And so then I started to get serious about it, and I started to invest in good equipment, good cameras, good microphones, good lighting, obviously guns, and a lot of ammunition, and trips to the range and things like that, and just there's a lot of cost associated with producing a video, especially a gun review and things like that. So I started to invest in that. So, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it as well as I can do it. That's just my personality. And I wanted to provide a good quality product. I wanted to emulate some of the channels that I appreciated and I enjoyed watching. Along the way, I decided to monetize my channel, even though the revenue was very small. Still, a little bit helps. A couple $100 a month helps buy some ammo and things like that. Me and a lot of other people, I'm just really kind of following the herd here. A lot of people have been forced to go to alternate sources to get revenue, and Patreon has been one of the biggest ones. So I joined Patreon and set myself up and did an account and all that, and I did sort of a soft launch last year around maybe, I don't know, Thanksgiving time or Christmas, or before Christmas. I did a soft launch. I just kind of threw it out there on the Facebook page, which has, a very few number of people that followed me on the Facebook page, and maybe emailed to a couple people, and that was it. And, a number of people have stepped up and become patrons, which I really, really appreciate. And I just wanted to now make sort of a formal announcement that, this seems to be a good option for those who want to participate, and for those who don't, I totally get it. Absolutely, I get it. So this is not a, wow, I really need your support type of situation, but just understand that, content is driven by the ability to create it. And if you start to not have any money to buy ammo, or you start to not have any money to buy that next gun, or even just the gas to drive back and forth to the range, pretty soon, where the camera, one of my cameras breaks because they're starting to get a little age and wear on them, that I need to spend, thousands of dollars on a new camera. Where's that going to come from and all that? Well, I used to plan on it coming from the revenue from the videos themselves. And since that's been taken away, then now you got to plan on it coming from some other source. So anyway, enough about whining and crying about, oh, poor me, it costs a lot of money to make videos. It's really kind of a no-brainer. And metaphorically speaking, no pun intended, nobody's got a gun to my head and says, you got to keep making these videos. I could quit and walk away today. And that point may come sometime in the future if I'm not able to, if I'm constantly in the red making videos. If every video I make costs me a lot of money. So basically the bottom line is, Just an Opinion channel is on Patreon. There are links right below this video, and there's a little orange round icon up at the top of the page, and you can easily find it. And if you want to be a patron, I just can't even express how grateful I am that you would do that, and I appreciate it. A lot of people just pledge like $1 a video or whatever. I decided to go per video rather than per month. I know a lot of people say how much per month and all that. I decided to go per video, and the reason is this. Number one, you as a patron don't have any control over how much content I produce. Sometimes I feel like I don't either. So I don't want to underproduce and you go, wow, I said I'd give you $5 a month and you produced one video last month. Thanks a lot, pal. So I didn't want to do that. It seemed the most fair way to go, right? It's like a toll road. You don't pay the toll when you're not on the road. So I did it per video. The other thing that you can do in Patreon when you join as a patron or you pledge, you can put a limit, you can put a max. So you can say, you know, I'll give Just an Opinion channel $1 a video, but I don't want it to be more than $5 in any one month. So if all of a sudden he releases a whole bunch of videos, you know, I don't want to have to, you know, I don't want a $12 payment due or something like that. So you can do that. I thought that was the best way to do it. So that's how it's set up. Lastly, on that is, you know, there's a lot of people do benefits for their patrons in different ways, and some of the big channels have a lot of resources available to them, and they do a lot of interesting and very cool types of benefits. And quite frankly, the benefits that they do would be silly for me to offer, like, you know, hey, you get to come out to the range and shoot with, you know, while we make a video, or you get to hang out at this particular event or that particular event. Well, I'm not big enough and I don't have those kinds of things, and I don't think very many people would care about anything like that. The one thing I will guarantee you at this point, all patrons get early access to the videos. So it could be a couple days, it could be a week or two before anybody else gets to see them. So Patreons always get the video access first, and so it doesn't matter what level. And I'm trying to come up with other things that I can do to pay everybody back and thank them for their pledges. And so, you know, if you join up, if you become a patron, or even if you don't, put in the comments below, what would be meaningful? What makes sense? You know, or is it raffles, giving away some of the products that I may be able to get at no cost from various suppliers? You know, if I test and review those products, I could do a raffle or a giveaway. I'm not a big fan of raffles and giveaways because it seems like, you know, you got 100 people who all contributed and one person gets to win something. So it just seems inherently kind of not very fair. And if you're like me, you're always one of the 99 that didn't win. So I kind of like to try and structure things so that it's meaningful to everybody, so that everybody feels like, hey, I not only get to, you know, contribute to a channel that I appreciate and I want to support, but I also feel like I'm getting the love back as well. So I would love to hear your suggestions and thoughts on that. And just a quick reminder, if you do buy a Just an Opinion patch and sticker from Patriot Patch, all of the proceeds, 100%, that I get from that goes to the Veterans Canine Solutions, folks who take shelter dogs, train them to be service dogs, and give them to veterans. How cool is that?